Weeks in a row.
Yes, we're back with another one.
We're trying to be consistent, so 2 weeks in a row is good.
So thanks again for joining us for yet another episode, guys. Don't forget that we are on 3 major podcasting platforms. So we're on Google Podcasts, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, and well, the rest of social media. So TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, so yeah. So without further ado,
Let's go.
this week's episode is A Man's Health is Important to His Success.
Good topic. Very good topic.
So, as usual, I'd like to ask why we came up with this topic.
Because men don't take their health seriously. That's all. That's it. As men, we definitely don't take our health seriously. Everything for us is gas. Everything for us is gas. We have a pain in our side, is gas. A pain in the leg is gas. You have a headache, is gas. Women don't play that with their health. As soon as they have a pain, they go to the doctor to check it out. Right? They are the ones that would say, maybe we should eat a little healthier.
Mm-hmm.
Typically, they're the ones that would say we should eat healthier. A guy would say, I want to eat things that taste good. I don't want to eat no dry, bland food. I want something with salt in it. I want something that tastes sweet.
And as you say, sweet, we are the ones who tend to have more of the sweet tooth, right?
Yeah, usually. Yeah.
So why is it that we find more men not, for whatever reason, not interested in health?
Because we don't think it's important. Like men usually ask, is health really that important? We don't take it seriously. Like we able to wake up. We could get off our beds. Some of us without pain. Some of us without struggle. And even the ones that are getting up with struggle, still saying they're good. Like men have this thing like, I'm fine.
Some people I guess some people say the macho-ness, or they like to call it macho-ness.
Yeah, we have an ego problem. Right? We always think that we're sexier than we really are. Like when we look in the mirror, we see six-pack,
right?
With the intercostal muscles and deltoids and the biceps, but everybody else seeing one pack with boobs,
Moobs.
with moobs. We've painted a false reality of not just the aesthetic, but our internal health as well. We always think everything is fine. Right? But we actually, in reality, selling ourselves short.
Or as we like to say, we selling ourselves a dream.
Yeah. Yeah, we're selling ourselves dreams.
Yeah.
Plenty dreams. Yeah, and we always tend to make excuses for why we may not have achieved things, or um, we may not have pursued things. Sometimes is mental laziness. Other times we just don't have the energy because physically we are weak,
Hmm.
because the majority of us are working in jobs. We are employed. We are
Right.
employees. So you work 8 hours, some more, 12 hours or so on a day.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have the rest of the day that you could choose to do whatever you want with it. And most of us don't have the energy to work on something else. Even though we want more out of life,
Right.
we choose to just use those remaining hours in a day to rest, to recover from the 8 hours that we had to work, to go back again and do it all over again.
Right. And I'd also like to add that for a number of countries, including here in Trinidad, um, we have to face traffic on the road as well, which is an extra. It could range between 2 to 4, or extra 2 to 4 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
that's on top of the eight,
Mm.
the commute.
Yeah.
You know. So I guess that, and a lot of people would say, both men and women, that the commute itself is draining.
Yeah, of course, the
You know.
commute itself is draining. But we also have to look at how our health, our fitness can positively or negatively affect the way in which we deal with that constant in our
Mm,
lives.
correct.
Right? Because the lethargy could just be lethargy, but it could also be the body indicating to you that something even deeper is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But we just think of it as we're tired. We're tired from work, we're tired from whatever.
Right.
But it could be something even more serious. It could be because diabetes knows no age, um, heart issues, heart ailments, no age.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and we just assume that no, that's for that's for the older folks.
Yeah. And I've heard like the older heads say that young people feel invincible.
Yeah,
Anybody less than 35,
yeah,
they feel invincible.
yeah,
Nothing can happen to them.
yeah.
And especially the fellas.
Especially the fellas, more so the fellas than the girls. Like you don't really hear the girls so much.
Yeah.
Like the girls really take their health really seriously. They take
Mm-hmm.
their health really seriously.
Yep.
And like going back to the selling yourself short, the healthier you are more likely to achieve more,
Mm-hmm.
have a higher rate of success, and for longer if you're healthier.
That is true.
But the work to do, the work to get healthier, the work to get fitter, a lot of us guys aren't willing to put in that work.
Mm.
Because again, we think we're good. We think we're fine.
Hmm.
We never have to worry. Like we don't worry about, nah, I'm good, I'm fine. I'm fine. We're
Oh.
always fine. It's just gas.
Hmm.
And then they burp, and then you see, I told you it was gas.
And in truth and in fact, it's probably a Coke you just drink.
Yeah,
A Coca-Cola.
but we could be so much, like, all jokes aside, we could be so much better if we take our health our fitness, the things that we put into our bodies, how active we are, would be a lot better off if we take that aspect of our lives more seriously.
Hmm. I agree. I agree. So you mentioned ego being one of the problems, right? I'd also like to add discipline is another aspect,
Mm.
right? Um, well, as you know, in martial arts and seeing, as we spoke about in a previous episode, just seeing people around, like the park we went in, we were working out before. A lot of people in society lack discipline. Just on a mundane, daily going about life on a daily basis. Much less for taking things a little more serious with their health and a number of other things.
Mm.
you know so I think that that is also another serious issue, right? And again, with guys especially, right?
Because discipline takes energy.
Right.
And they
Now,
don't even have the energy to start, much more the energy to continue.
right. So what I have noticed is that I could be wrong, right? But from what I've noticed, from what I've seen or have been seeing on social media and advertisements also, is that you find more women are actually the how you call it, the fitness um influencers, kind of.
Yeah, there are a lot more female fitness influencers than male fitness influencers. Yeah.
Yeah, and like it is based on this, what we're talking about today.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, there are more female fitness influencers. There are more female nutritionists,
right?
dietitians. There are more females practicing yoga, Pilates, Reiki.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the only thing you might see more males in would be in the martial arts, mixed martial arts. But there are still high numbers of females in martial arts,
Mm.
right? And we see a lot of males that continuously downplay the need to be fit, the need to be healthy, the need to eat right. But then they complain about where they are in life. They complain about their lack of success. They complain about their salary. They complain about how hard they have to work.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yes, there are other factors that play into success.
And I'd also like to add that, and this is based on my own experience, in the past, you know, guys tend to say, like, there's not enough time in the day. It's not. I mean, and that could be for different reasons, but applying to this particular case,
Mm.
it could also be because of laziness. It could be also because of, again, the energy, the lack of the energy, to actually put in work, to endure, and to be fit in order to be successful.
I think what I've noticed in that regard,
Mm-hmm.
and this is from my experience
Mm-hmm.
with getting myself to do the things I need to do as it relates to my health and fitness, poor time management.
Ah, yeah.
You would work 8 hours a day. There are 24 hours in a day. You work 8 hours, you sleep 6 to 8 hours. So
Mm-hmm.
that's 16 hours,
All right.
right? So how much more time we have?
6.
Six,
Mm-hmm.
right? Let's say your commute is on about an hour to and an hour from, so 2 hours.
Right.
You have 4 hours left. Let's say you take about an hour or two. Let's say you take 2 hours
Mm-hmm.
to relax. So that would be watch television or whatever
Mm-hmm.
you like to do to relax. You have 2 hours that you didn't allocate. What are you doing with those 2 hours? Chances are you're scrolling through TikTok
Right.
or you're scrolling through Instagram.
Which is quote unquote over the time allocated for relaxation.
Right. But we don't allocate time for relaxation.
Right.
In reality,
Yeah. Yeah.
we don't allocate time for relaxation. But I laid it out like that to show how we mismanage time.
Mm.
A lot of the time that we have in the day, we waste it. I still am perfect at this. I still waste time,
Oh, me too.
right?
Definitely
I
me
still
too.
waste a lot of time. But I'm conscious of it.
Right.
And I try on a daily basis to maximize time as best as I could. Not perfect at it, but at least I'm trying.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is that a lot of us men not even trying.
Yeah. That's true.
I don't mind if we. My father always used to say it, and everybody knows the saying: it's better to try and fail to try.
Try. Mm-hmm.
At least try to get it right. Right? A lot of us have children. One of the greatest gifts you could give to your child is
It's
long
health.
life,
Mm-hmm.
healthy life, so that you could be there when they graduate high school or college, they get married, they have their first child, they buy their first house. They want you to be there, but we don't take our health seriously.
Mm.
Like we know a lot of guys who look 5 to 10 years older than they really are,
Yes.
and that's because of bad health choices.
Mm.
If we want to live long, healthy lives, if we want to live successful lives, one of the key components in doing that is your health. Right? I was doing some research yesterday, looking for some studies on um, the correlation between fitness, health, and success.
Okay.
Right? Now, it's hard to find things like that. So, what I decided to do, instead of looking for success, I decided to look for cognitive ability.
Mm.
Right? So, I found this paper was essentially um, a paper done by a few researchers from a university in Iran. And what they found when they did their test, the name of the paper is Association between Physical Fitness and Cognitive Performance in 19 to 24-year-olds.
Mm.
Right? And what they found is that there there's a significant negative association between explosive strength and composite information scores. What that means is that the better you are in explosive strength is the faster you're able to process information. They
Mm.
also did, in the same study, they did um, a correlation between aerobic fitness and that same information processing. And they found the same negative correlation. The better your aerobic fitness is, the shorter your time in processing information. So that means The fitter you are, essentially, the fitter you are, is the better you could process information, the better you could solve problems, the better you could be innovative. But for a lot of us, that's still irrelevant. Like, yeah, that's nice to know,
Yeah. Yep.
but
I
it's
can hear
still,
people saying
yeah, that's
that.
nice to know, but it's still irrelevant. You know when it becomes relevant, man?
When your health is on the line.
Like when your life is on the
Oh,
line.
sorry, your life, yes.
Like if all of a sudden the left arm tighten up,
Mm-hmm.
or they clutch the chest,
Mm-hmm. And now shortness of breath and
shortness of breath.
yeah, gasping and thing.
Uh, that's when they take the health seriously.
Hmm. Now, some people are lucky to even get one in science.
Some yeah, some are lucky.
Others aren't.
No, no.
you know. So yeah. But as we on that as we on this topic, I would say health, right? I would say that well, there are different aspects of health, right? And I'd like to get into it at this point, if you don't mind. Um, so we have physical health, we have mental health, and the third aspect I'll also add, which we wouldn't talk too much about, or even maybe even get into, spiritual health. All right. So on those three, um, let's discuss or get into a little more detail into those,
Okay. Um.
and how it relates to success.
Okay. So again, like I mentioned, I wouldn't get too detailed in physical in mental health and spiritual health, because well, mental health is a an episode by itself.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but those two are equally, or should I even say, more important
Mm-hmm.
than physical health. Because if you don't have a sound mind, as strong as you are, or as fit as you are, or as healthy as you are physically, it still wouldn't be of use to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
We know somebody like that,
Yes, yes, we do.
and you could see like physically a specimen, the biggest calves, the biggest quads, the big like you can't as when it comes to aesthetics, there aren't much people that is more aesthetically fit than that person. But mentally, he needs, and I'm not saying this in a funny way,
Mm-hmm.
but he needs help. He needs it. And mental health in men especially, we don't we like, I think we pay even less attention to our mental health than we do our
Or
physical
physical health.
health.
Yep.
Because if you tell a man, you know, you should go see a therapist because I see this thing bothering you, so on, so on. So, my therapist is for crazy people. Therapist is for mad people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not mad.
Nothing wrong with me. I good.
Yeah, nothing. I good. You think I schizo or something? No, it's not that. Everyone has issues. Some people can deal with them,
Mm-hmm.
some people deal with them poorly, and some people just can't deal with them.
And some people don't want to deal with them.
And some people not only don't want, but are afraid
Are
to
afraid,
deal with
yes.
them, especially men, because we think we have everything figured out. We always know. We always know. We always have everything figured out.
Mm-hmm. Everybody named Noah.
Yeah, don't worry.
Got
I
an
got
ark.
this.
Yeah.
I got this. Don't worry. But in reality, we need help,
Hmm.
right? And we don't like to face reality. We think we always think that we're better than we really are. We don't like to humble ourselves and realize, okay, I'm not where I think I should be. And furthermore, this would never come out of their mouth or come out of most men's mouth. And it's my fault.
Hmm.
Until we get to that point, until we understand that we shape the way in which our lives go, we are not going to get better. We'll continue to die young because we get in health problems early. We'll continue to fall back in society. We'll continue to be mediocre in every facet of life. We'll struggle. We'll continue to struggle until we take responsibility for where we are in our lives. And that begins with mental health, accepting that we have issues, we have
Mm-hmm.
problems. And when we get that right, get our bodies to, to up to a standard where we could now begin to work on things to help us get a better place in life. And it's not easy. That process isn't easy at all by any stretch of the imagination. But it's necessary. There's no shortcut to a better life. There's no shortcut. People have tried shortcuts. It doesn't end well. People try shortcuts all the time. Every generation, every century, people try shortcuts. It works for like 5 years. Not so much.
Hmm.
The shortcuts never work.
And as you say, as you just said about or spoke about the thinking about long term, right? Um, we also mentioned this in previous episodes, in a previous episode, sorry, that these things trickle down to the next generation, the generation after us, our children, right? And that would be both physical and mental. And as you rightfully said, we will continue to die young. Our generations will continue to die young unless somebody takes up the reins and say, this is where it stops. This is where it ends. I am going to be the change going forward from now. And like we need to talk more about ways of how we could get this done rather than just saying, okay, yeah, this song is good, this song is nice, just like the report you read. But how can I actually put this into practice? How can I actually achieve this and get this done? So it's not just a token about success, but I'm actually living it.
Mm. Well, I would have mentioned this uh, in the brotherhood episode.
Mm-hmm.
Men need to stop competing against each other, man. We need to build brotherhoods. Like, I'm not saying be friends with somebody you don't like. I'm not saying that. But we need to be better at helping each other talk about the things that we're going through. Because men suffer alone all the time. And we don't reach out to one another when we have problems. And I think that also stems from the fact that we feel as though we can't confide in the people we call friends. And it's a sad thing.
Very sad. Very sad. And the saying still remains true, no man is an island.
No, we all need each other to be better. Right? Nobody's self-made. Everybody could talk about self-made millionaire or whatever, whatever, whatever. Somebody or a group of people have helped you get
To where you are.
to where you are.
Mm-hmm.
And until you realize that, you'll continue to struggle. You'll continue to struggle mentally. You'll continue to struggle physically. You'll continue to struggle in your work life and in your relationships. It's not about like it's not about you. Life is not about you.
Hmm.
And until we realize life is not about us, it's more about our contribution to the grand scheme of things. Until we realize that maybe, yeah, until we realize that we're gonna continue to suffer as men.
I know. And they're gonna have people hearing this and say, "How you mean? How you, how you mean is not for me? Like this is my life. You know, I am living my life."
Okay, well, live your life. But sooner or later, you'll realize that your life is intertwined with everyone else's life that you come in contact with. Every decision that you make is going to affect someone.
I could also hear people saying, "But how? How that's the case? How could that be?"
That's another conversation for another time because we'll be here whole night. Right? That is uh, a philosophical conversation that is going to take a long time. But in short, men need to support one another. One of the things that I hate seeing, right, is and this is not related to health. This is more related to relationships.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that I hate seeing or hate hearing is men feeling proud that they're able to take another man's girl.
I was gonna say hate is such a strong word there, but in this case, it's very relevant.
You know, like is a pet peeve of mine because look, if you think that that wouldn't affect you, fine, continue. But it will affect you at some point, in some way.
Hmm.
It doesn't make you more of a man.
And
It
as we,
doesn't make you more successful. It doesn't make you healthier. It make you even less healthy.
hmm, yeah, and as we spoke about in the last episode, last week's episode, I think, if I remember correctly, um, consequences.
There,
Everything has
yeah,
consequences.
there are consequences to decisions, every decision,
Hmm.
and good or bad consequences, but consequences nonetheless.
Correct.
And I said that because I think men need to understand that the more we continue to fight one another, the more we continue to try to get the upper hand on one another, is the more we will continue to suffer, the more we will continue to fail.
Hmm. The crab in the barrel syndrome.
Yeah,
Hmm.
like when guys get it right, like we get it right, eh? Like when a group of guys come together and they could talk, they everyone knows each other's secrets, everyone is rooting for the other one, each one is rooting for the other one. When we get it right, it can't break that bond. Like that's one of the things we have over the ladies, because ladies could be hanging out with each other and don't like each other. I can't fathom how they do it, but they do it, right? But guys don't do that. If a guy doesn't like another guy, they say bottom dollar.
Both of them know upfront.
They know up front they don't like each other, and if they get into a situation, it's going down. Like
Mhm.
that's how it is with guys.
Yeah.
But when guys get that camaraderie right, that brotherhood right, like you see so many men become successful once they have that brotherhood, that kind of mastermind group.
Mhm.
Like whether 3 or 4, how many guys in that group, all of their lives just gets
Mhm.
better because they're in sync. They're rooting for each other. They're trying to build each other. They're trying to help each other get better, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. They're just trying to help each other get better. When they get it right, man, you can't stop that. But the thing is getting it right. A lot of the guys out here, they don't have they don't have the honor to be able to do it.
Hmm.
They don't have the loyalty to be able to do it. Like they just loyal to their motives. That's what they're
Right.
loyal to their motives. Right? And this may not sound like um, health, but it ties in to the mental side. Because you have a tribe, chances are your mental health gets better. When your mental health gets better, chances are your physical health will get better. Because a lot of the times the mental health dictates the physical health. Sometimes it doesn't, but a lot of the times it does. And if we could get we could begin to support one another again as men. Mentally, we'll be healthier, physically, we'll be healthier, and therefore, we'll be more successful. We wouldn't be as mediocre because all of us trying to push toward better. We're trying to push to whatever goal we set out for ourselves individually and
And
as a
together.
collective.
Right.
Because I wouldn't have the same idea of success as you, and you
Mhm.
wouldn't have the same idea of success as me. You might want something else out of life than I do. However, we're trying to help each other get there, right? And ultimately, there's still one common goal that we're looking to achieve too.
Correct.
Yeah. So this, I think that honestly, I think this episode is going to be shorter because we don't have much to talk about with this. I think to better help men understand the importance of their health holistically, it'd be better to have a forum, like having a doing an episode about health. Like it wouldn't necessarily help in the way that a discussion could.
Right.
Right? So I think and eventually, because obviously we're working on things behind the scenes, and eventually events would happen and so on. Um, but for now, to begin the conversation, and that's why I hope that um, our viewers they comment, the kings. I hope you all comment on this. Tell us what you think about this. Is it making sense to you? Do you understand? Do you believe that that your health um, is a factor in your success? You say yes or no, a reason why, and let's have a discussion in the comments until we could do better as it relates to having a live forum or having an event to talk about it, or because there's only so much we could say until like questions come up and we have experts in the field
Right.
to um, aid in the discussion.
Hmm.
You know? And remember, guys, we're not just talking out of
Thin air.
thin air. Like we at the gym like 3 days a week. I'm doing martial arts. On
Three to
top of
four
that,
days.
three
Yeah.
to 4 days a week. Martial arts. Um, yeah, like it's not we're not just talking this for talking the sake. We're doing it,
Yeah.
and we actually seeing the results. I don't think, honestly, I don't think we'd be able to do the podcast as consistently as we're doing it if we weren't going to the gym or if we weren't training.
Exactly what I was thinking. Exactly what I
Because
was thinking.
like our
And
weekend is not just doing the podcast.
right.
We have to be driving all over the place. We have to be
Mhm.
picking up things, dropping off things.
And then everything that you didn't get to do during the week, that's the time
That's
you're
the
getting to
time
do
you're
it.
getting to do it,
Yeah.
right? So our days are already draining after having the 8 hour work week,
Right.
plus planning for the episodes on the weekend, plus working on other things, plus doing administrative things.
Right.
I don't think I would have burnt out if I wasn't going to the gym and if I wasn't doing martial arts. I would have
Facts.
burnt out all the way.
Facts. Yeah. The indiscipline, the laziness, everything would have stepped in.
For
And it's
sure.
like, and
For
like how
sure.
today rain
Yeah.
is like you get a lazy
Yeah.
feeling, you know?
As
Like
soon as rain falls, like I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to do anything.
correct.
Just give me a cup of hot chocolate with the AC, and I wrap up in my blanket, and I just watch sports for the entire day. That's what I do.
Yeah,
But no, I have things to do, and the energy comes from going to the gym,
correct.
moving your body.
Yeah,
Because again, like I remember, like I told you, if you don't use it, you
you
lose it.
lose it. Correct. Today, just today, I told my dad when I saw the rain falling after I came back in from the barber. Um, I honestly don't feel like doing anything today. And this song, that Bruno Mars song, came to
Yeah,
mind.
yeah, the
You
lazy
know,
song, yeah.
the lazy song. But things have to get done. You
Mm-hmm.
know, sacrifices have to be made
Mm-hmm.
in order to be successful.
Yeah,
You know, and that's every level, every step.
yeah.
So, at this point, I want to talk a little bit about in tandem with physical health and even mental health. Um, Diet. Let's talk a little bit about diet because a lot of people think that diet is just the food that you eat or maybe a diet plan, right? Um, so I just give a little bit and say that I always talking about this to people I know. That diet is anything that you consume, right? Whether through your eyes, through your ears, so music that you hear, you listen to, conversations um, by people you meet, things that you watch, things that you read, um, anything that you ingest. So what you have to say about that?
No, I agree. I agree. Um, we have to be very, very aware of the things that we bring into ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's not just the edible things.
Correct.
We're also talking about the, like I mentioned, the type of music that we listen to, the type of shows that we watch,
Mm-hmm.
right? Um, the conversations that we are part of, the people that we are around. All of that is part of your daily diet, and all of those things affect the way in which you live your life.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of counts as your uh, psychological diet or mental diet or sensory diet,
Mm-hmm.
let's say. And if you're not uh, selectively permeable, right? For those who don't know what permeable means, is the ability to allow things in and out, right? If you're not selective in the things you allow into your body or into your mind,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to be very much a callaloo of chaos. Okay, let me pull back. For,
Yes.
for the listeners and viewers in Belgium, France, Romania, America, and so on and so forth, callaloo is a Caribbean dish. Is It's composed of a lot of different things, um, mainly bush from dasheen, which is I think they call it taro root,
Mm.
um, pumpkin and
Okra
okras
or
and
okra.
okra
Yeah.
and garlic and cayenne pepper and like it's just an amalgamation of things that we put together to create this soup-like um, side.
All right.
So when I say a callaloo of chaos, is essentially chaos caused by like all
All
different
different things.
things coming in from different directions and so on and so forth. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what that term means. Okay. So yeah, you have to be very aware of the things that you ingest, not just the things that you eat, but also the things that you listen to, watch, the people that you associate yourself with. Right? Yeah.
Was it we always talking about that we like to say. You have to be
That's about all kind of terms the other remind me.
you have to be
Don't tell me you forget it too.
it's right at the tip of my tongue. You have to be in it'll come to me. So,
Because I don't know which one. I don't know which one you're talking
it
about.
came and then I just had a brain fart.
Wow.
It just
It
went.
happens. It happens to the
It
best of us.
happens, yeah. You know. But yeah, so the thing is I shared a post this week regarding the same conversation, right? Well, on diet in particular. And honestly, I didn't look at the topic that we are gonna discuss this weekend,
Mm.
but it fit in, and things like that tends to happen,
Mm.
right? So I'll just read what the post says. This is from a quote from George Washington Carver,
Hmm. The
right?
great inventor.
Yes,
Hmm.
and he says digestion begins in the mouth. If digestion does not begin in the mouth, then look out for indigestion. Indigestion means no digestion. No digestion means no assimilation. No assimilation means no bodybuilding. No bodybuilding means dissolution and death. When a person eats cooked food, poorly cooked food, his body is not properly nourished. A poorly nourished body produces an unhealthy mind. A person who is poorly nourished quickly turns to stimulants, such as alcohol, to give him a feeling of well being, which should have been supplied by properly cooked food. Nothing is so damaging as ignorance.
Yeah.
This was on June 29th, 1936.
Hmm. The great man was right. He was right. And we have Trinidad and Tobago is the best example of that. What is the national dish of Trinidad and Tobago?
I don't know. I don't
You
know.
don't know? You know what? You know what it is. You know what it is. What's the national dish of Trinidad and Tobago?
Kalalu.
No, I wish.
What?
Kentucky Fried Chicken. Well, I use Kentucky Fried Chicken, but fast food.
Fast food, yeah.
Fast food is the national dish of Trinidad and Tobago. And it wasn't always like that.
You know why I didn't know?
Mhm.
Because I don't buy it.
Yeah.
I can't tell you the last time I had KFC. Honestly.
Yeah, I don't buy it either. And I think what I've noticed, because I decided to do an experiment, because we buy food,
Mm-hmm.
but over the past it's about a month now. Over the past month, I decided that I was not going to buy any food. And what I've noticed since I've decided to make that move, I suffer with chronic sinusitis. Usually, once every 2 weeks, I would get a sinus headache.
Mm-hmm.
Not a sinus headache, about three sinus headache once every 2 weeks. Right. So first fortnight, three sinus headache. Second fortnight, three. So six for the month.
Mm.
This month,
Hmm.
one.
Wow.
One.
The month that you stop buying food
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. One sinus headache. right? Uh, we have a Sahara dust problem. The Sahara dust only affected me last week.
Hmm.
And usually I'm worried about the Sahara dust because I know once it's around, sinus headache coming. And only once. I noticed that since I reduced or stopped the amount of food I bought, my physique is getting better. The energy level is going back up.
Mm-hmm.
The testosterone level is going back up. So there are benefits. I'm not saying to stop buying food. I'm not saying that because we all like certain things. We all want like maybe a piece of fried chicken or barbecue chicken or barbecue or steak or something. We
Mm-hmm.
all have a little cravings ever so often, but don't rely on it for your overall well-being.
Mm-hmm.
Let it be a treat. Don't make it a lifestyle choice.
Correct. As as the saying goes, everything in moderation.
Yeah,
Don't overdo the thing.
we like to overdo. We like to overdo here.
Love, not just like love
Yeah,
to overdo.
yeah,
And everything,
and
every
everything.
aspect.
Yeah, drinking alcohol, we make sure that bottle is empty.
Mm-hmm.
Here,
Smoking, make sure the pack done.
yeah. If you buy a full pack of cigarettes here, the pack is finished today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you bought a 8-piece bucket of fried chicken,
Oh gosh. No self.
chances are that person didn't share with anybody.
Mm.
And that is why, per capita, I think we are the third or fourth. I'll have to check it back. But I think we're the third or fourth highest in terms of prevalence of cardiovascular disease
Mm.
and diabetes in the Western Hemisphere.
This small country,
Little Trinidad and
just
Tobago.
just dot.
Little Trinidad and Tobago.
Hmm. Well, the man who just stand up and eat 10 doubles on the spot
Yeah.
and drink.
You need to pull back again. Doubles. Doubles is one of the national dishes of Trinidad and Tobago, created by those of East Indian descent in Trinidad and Tobago.
Mm-hmm.
So if you choose to visit Trinidad and Tobago, make sure and try one of those. They taste really good, but please don't eat 10.
Yeah, I think our our audience in the UK and the US know about doubles.
Yes, of course, our audience in the UK and the
By now they
US
know what.
for sure know about doubles. All right, but those in Belgium and
Yes, the
Romania, if
rest
you
of
if you
our
happen to
international audience.
if you happen to take a little trip to the West Indies and you choose to pass into Trinidad and Tobago, try out the doubles. You like it. Please don't eat 10. Please don't eat 10.
In fact, from what I saw, they're actually making doubles and putting it in a box
Oh,
and
they're
shipping it
packaging
out.
doubles. Oh,
Yes.
they're packaging
So
doubles
you're
now.
getting frozen doubles in the UK and the US now.
Wow.
Yeah, all the sauce and everything too, you know.
Papa.
So it might reach far and wide shortly.
Hey, nothing is like the authentic one, though.
Of course not.
Nothing is like the authentic one. Need to come here for the real deal.
But don't eat 10.
Please don't eat 10.
Don't eat
Don't,
10.
don't eat 10, please.
Yes.
10 is 8 too much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So I think I've said enough for today. Right. Like I said, this kind of topic would be better in a forum
right,
where we could have a discussion. Men
get
could
some
say,
feedback.
yeah, get some feedback. Men could say their piece and so on. Um, both for both physical and mental health. And
Yeah,
but until then, yeah, check in the make sure and write your comments. So and we will do our best to respond to them.
and on that same topic about now, I know before we spoke about just briefly mention the mental health month,
Mhm.
right? And
Mental health month.
yeah,
Hmm.
men's health month, sorry, and the mental health week, and that we'll be doing without giving.
We're working on some
Yes.
things. Okay, guys, we're working on some things. We're having conversations with people, right?
Mhm.
So next year, by the grace of the Most High, we will be.
You all could look out for that.
You all can look out for something significant in that month.
Hmm.
Okay,
Right.
so I think that's it.
Yeah, that's it on my side as well.
Right. So guys, remember we are on all major podcasting platforms, right? Uh, if you enjoy what we are talking about, you're enjoying the content, give us a like, um, share it with your friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe. It will really help us a lot, right? And yeah, we'll see you in the next episode.
Yes. Take care, guys.
Take care.